Good evening, everyone.
Oh.
Hiya, Terry. Hiya, Jason. Hiya, Gordo. How are you all tonight?
Tim's not in.
Yeah,
Hello.
Tim's not here yet. He's seeing things, Jason.
You said it in advance, so
I had to scroll back myself to see whether or not it...
Scroll.
Hi, Gary.
Quiet. Gary. Carry on.
It's all right, my fringe is all to cook. Last minute adjustments. Have you noticed anything, Gary? Not me, but yourself. You know, it's sad of your name.
You know.
Hi, you know. How are you? Hi, Tommy. How are you? Gary. Yes. Yes. Sorry for the tease at the beginning, but Mr. P couldn't help himself. I know. It's. You're welcome, Gary. Tommy says YKB is not even here yet, as far as I know. So, yes, sorry for Chris teasing about the cupcakes, yeah. I think he did that for Terry's benefit. 50 quid for a spanner. He knows, bro. Yeah, so before I go any further, I want to say to your nose, bro, he did a fantastic job last night. I don't know whether you've... I get mine in the pound shop. Yeah, your nose, bro, did a fantastic job last night. And I don't know about you, but man, bellissimo. Yeah, that's all I can say. And Terry says it's all right, she'll let you off. Well, this is the thing, you won't believe I only washed my hair yesterday and it's all, I think it needs a little bit of a trim. It's grown quite a bit since I had it done. It absolutely did. It did a fantastic, yeah. And this is the thing, it's inspired Brissy Boy and Tim both saying that they wanted... Hiya, Steve.
Whoa.
We look at it this way, Steve. Ali's health is more important than anything. So, yeah. But, yeah, it's inspired because I got a message from Brissy today. At some point in the future, he wants to join us. And Tim was... Then who is you know? That is your nose bro's sister. You know, make the connection, Tommy. Oh, God. You know, and your nose bro.
You know.
I'm just trying to explain, you know, the connection between you and your nose bro. Bro. Hey?
That's the message, bro. What I said to you about what I'm going to do for them whenever. Yeah?
Yeah. He says I didn't know, did I? Well, now you do. Oh, dear. Never mind, Tommy. Hiya, John. How are you? And he's put, I am your nose bro in capitals. But yeah, this is the thing, you know, who'd have thunk it that by, you know, bro baking with us, you know, we've got two sort of, you know, in not too distant future, yeah, wanted to bake. Chris says before long, he says you'll have a full panel of bakers. But yeah, that's the whole point of doing these baking lives, for that exact reason. So, you know what I mean? It's not just a ladies' game, you know, as you know, I've said before. Yeah, that exactly, you know, bro. You know what I mean? It's not just women baking. You're sort of the typical, you know, look, I can do it, so can you. Oh, God. Well, no, I've not done it intentionally, Terry. How many times you're going to get, you know, in a sentence? I know that was not on purpose, but yeah.
Yes. Ah!
I hope she doesn't look like him with a blonde wig on now. Oh. It just says J. But yeah. Ooh. On another note, I've been printing some more recipes out. Chris says we'll be able to toten his own paper mill in a bit. Oh, and that's another thing. On another note, before, because obviously this is a new laptop, I couldn't connect the printer to this laptop. We won't wear it. Well, that's it, Jay. I mean, if you're happy with it, then, you know, that's the most important thing. Anyway, so we've got a Bluetooth printer, but I found out by the old Google that Bluetooth printers aren't compatible with a Chromebook, right? So anyway, gets printer out, and I thought, how do I connect? You know, anyway, long story short, I've actually got the printer connected to this. Tim, forgot your name then.
Tim.
Hi, Scotty. But yeah, I've actually got the printer working on this laptop, although it's sort of through USB, and I did it all by myself. You know, I'm going the right technical with me. So yeah, because see, before I'd have to get old laptop out, or you know, all leads and everything, then connect that to you know, to printer. But it saves a lot of faff because I've managed to get it working with this one now. So I'm right pleased with myself. Yeah, no, well, from what's the CPU? Yeah, all I did, Amjad, our printer has got a USB lead coming from it. So plugged it into mains and plugged a USB into it. Now, it does say to you, you press, hang on a minute, CTRL and P at the same time, right? And your print page comes up. and on top there's like a drop down thing. Yeah. So it says, I can't remember exactly what I did, but I clicked on that, and yeah, away we go. Job's a good one. Have to go to Leeds. Anyway, so, you know, I'm getting quite the technical whiz. So, but anybody that knows me knows I'm crap at technical stuff. You know, anything too complicated, and yeah. But yeah, I just. Yeah, same as I say, I think this one's fantastic. This one's an Acer one. And basically, it were a bit of a... Gordo says you'll be redundant soon. Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Hello, Kathy.
But yeah, I was quite pleased with myself.
Hello.
Hi, Crypto. How are you? So yeah, I've been printing some more recipes. I'm not doing my bit for, you know, all paper I've used though, but hey ho. How about this one, guys and girls? Strawberry milkshake cookies. Don't actually use milkshake, but you use like the crystallized jelly stuff. That's where they get the pink. Yeah, obviously it's got this strawberry jelly, and look away now, your nose, bro. So yeah. Hiya, Bria. How are you?
Hello, Bria.
I hope you know. It's put drool. Now this one's the one that I sent to Tim. There you go. That's the one, because I know Tim loves salted caramel. Only one more after this. that like is an old retro what we used to have here in the UK, you know, when we were kids at school. And just one more thing. One more. Now that one is easy peasy lemon squeezy. So there you go. I'm just as now we're talking Rolo brownies.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But yeah, they the ones that I've been printing out today. Strawberry milkshake cookies, the best. But it's a bit misconceiving because they don't actually use milkshake in it. It's like, you know, the powdered crystal strawberry jelly powder. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been doing today. I've been sort of printing a few recipes out. And there you go. So yeah, I thought I'd talks in and merry. Well, there you go, John. We'll be making them sort of, you know, a few weeks down the line. You know what I mean? But I particularly like the sound of the milkshake milkshake cookies. What they create? Well, all it is, Kathy, it's like crystallized. You know, instead of, you know, here in the UK, we get like jellies in packets, squares, and it's like wibbly wobbly jelly, and you'd add water to it. Well, this is sort of on a similar basis, but it's like a powdered form, if that makes sense. But on this occasion, with these cookies, you add it to your cookie mix, and hence that's the reason why. Well, yeah, it ain't got a picture on recipe, but it sort of makes the cookies pink. And that's why, you know, I suppose you don't have to use strawberry if you're not that sort of, you know, but obviously they're not going to be strawberry milkshake cookies, you know. If you're using raspberry, they're going to be raspberry, you know what I mean? Hence. But anyway, there you go. I've just been printing a few more ideas out and keeping the troops happy, sort of thing. Links up there if anybody wants to come up. We've got 23 in the house, 24, and I'm sat here yabbling on to me, you know. But there you go. Got 28 in the house, and yeah, I'm sat babbling away. I might have to actually burp on Tim's behalf, or get Chris to burp on Tim's behalf. So yeah, I'm gonna have to clean my glasses, guy. So what did you think to the yeah, the cupcakes, you know, bro? Tell you, man, were that moist that, you know, trying to get them out of them cupcake things, it were quite impossible. So, but normally, hello, Nurse Crypto. Oh, we actually did wait till today. Hiya, Jackie. How are you? It says they were tasty. He had one last night, and I says, "Well, we actually did weigh it until this morning." But yeah, milkshake cookies, strawberry milkshake.
Very nice.
Officially Red Riding Hood. Oh yeah, it was after you dyed your hair, weren't it? Hi, Wakey. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tina. Jeanette, Crypto.
Jay says he's got a crisis. He's lost remote to his telly.
Oh yeah.
That's why I've always got ours on table at side on me, and I know where it is. Yeah. So, did you see these?
I quite fancy that millionaire shortcake.
Millionaire's cheesecake, but it's not millionaire shortcake. Chris said that, and I says it's not. I said it's millionaire's cheesecake bars, And that's why I've printed it and I've downloaded it, because it's not Millionaire Shortcake. See, Millionaire Shortcake is you put in middle caramel. Now with this one, you put cheese, like a cheesecake thing. Just Gordo. She's out of character now, Gordo. She's just crypto now.
Yep, just crypto.
Kathy says bandits in the house. What I do, John, is I always put the recipe in the description. So yeah, every Tuesday when I do the baking, I always put the recipe in the description.
Hi, Kathy Bates.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, I always say it's oh, let me.
Hi, Joelle.
Hi,
Joelle.
Oh, Joelle.
I can put the link in for the site, John, if you want. I've got to. Hello.
Hi, Scotty.
Yeah, Mr.
Hi, Scotty.
Anybody got a hammer?
I was quite pleased with myself, me. You know, sort of when I actually got the printer working on this laptop.
Yeah.
I'm like that
now.
Let me just, what have I done now? I've changed layout. There we go. Just keep the troops entertained while I look for this recipe for.
Okay.
So I'm just looking for the recipe for John. So yeah, I'm not be too.
It's like I've not had for a long time.
What? Oh, there's a surprise.
I haven't had them in ages.
Yep.
Absolutely ages.
Hi, Jim Jams.
So yeah.
Oh.
Or previously known as Marathon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marathon.
Oh dear.
So I've put the link in for John. That is the link to the jam thing. So
that's not good.
Your chair needs some WD-40 then as well.
what?
I don't.
I could do a bucket full on my joints.
Yeah, there.
Hi, Wacky. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Wakey says Scotty, the motherboard began to smell like a burnt cassette tape and a large puff of blue smoke. What's the prognosis? Not very good by the
It's
sound
buggered.
of it, Wakey. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm no
buggered,
techno expert, but yeah, I think it's yeah.
Those that know today's radio show went Pete Tong.
Yeah.
Very Pete Tong.
You see, Brissy sent me the link to the actual show. And I says to him, I says, all it's doing is spinning and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, he was getting.
And then he sent me another link to your YouTube thing.
Yeah, because it seems to be the server must have been the issue because it got stuck on one song on the previous show. It just played a snippet of Love Shack and that was it. And then
Pardon me.
You wouldn't
it's
get that
completely
got
dead
headphones
for
on.
me, and then it suddenly kicked in like near enough an hour into the show
Yeah, because
going on.
originally British sent me the link to the
Yeah,
actual show.
yeah,
And then it says all it's doing is spinning. And he says, yeah, he's having technical problems. Sent me the link to the YouTube side.
yeah.
But then it says, oh, it's all right. It's come back on. It's a lot clearer and a lot, what's it on
Yeah.
the, just click on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's foobar? Does that mean
Yeah,
it's
with the
It's-
foobar. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Fubar. Fucked, basically.
Well, that word, I didn't want to say that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Effed up beyond any repair. There we are.
Yeah.
Foobar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Godot says it's
That's
pleasing.
not fun.
Feeling pleased with himself. The new tailgate glass switch, well, whatever that is, I have no idea. He says a 10-minute job turned into a 3-hour job. You're welcome, John. As I always say, that's the aim of the baking lives. You know, if it inspires just one person, then I've done a good job. So, but yeah, it was like backwards and forwards, and then all of a sudden, I couldn't get it. I couldn't get to hear it right.
Yeah.
So at bottom of the page, it says if you're running it in so and so, swap to this and click here. And I clicked here, and all of a sudden, boom! It was like that, and Chris was asleep in the chair.
It won't for much longer.
What the bleep is that?
Yeah, and I says, well, I've been trying to get this on go. I says for the last 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I says, and I read this thing at bottom of the page, if you're running it in this, change to this, just click here.
Let's put it this way, I was not a happy bunny.
I put a message in
Hi,
to
Steve.
Hi,
the
Steve.
Facebook group that we got
That's
for the
right.
radio station saying, is there something wrong with it or something? No response. And then one of the managers responds back to one of the other messages that was later put on, and it's like, so you go completely disregard my message and cheers. And if it turns out someone actually posted in the presenter group regarding it, and I've commented, said, yeah, well, it did come back because he mentioned how it came back, but then it went again. Seems to be functioning perfectly fine now, so must have been some sort of problem with the server.
Yeah,
which they've got no control of.
in reply to John, when I do the baking lives, whatever I'm making, I put it in the description for that purpose. So people, if for like future reference, or if people watch it day after, they've got the recipe there. So this is what we're making on Tuesday.
Oh,
Let's
sorry,
see.
that was...
Lynch's gingerbread tray bake.
Pardon me.
There we go.
Okay, we're awake. Hang on.
Even though we couldn't see him, we could hear him.
That's a
Well,
10.
is that on the
Yeah. Hi, Steve.
But you see, the thing,
I think it was on the
the debate that we keep having is it's classed as a gingerbread tray bake.
Right.
Now, when you make it, it says here
Right.
an 8-inch square tin. Now, to me, that ain't a tray bake.
No.
No.
That
A
isn't
tray
it.
bake is a longer thing. So yeah, we keep having this this debate. They can't really call it a tray bake because it ain't a tray bake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need
This
to
is
find
doing sound effects as well. Breeze is just coming out other end.
Oh, he's doing.
Oh, that's,
That's like a floorboard, that then.
yeah.
Did you hear that? It says I
Wow.
press one cheek down. It says so it didn't come out as loud. Whatever,
Okay.
I still heard it over here.
But either way, though, the best thing to do is get yourself a leather chair. It vibrates.
Yeah, either that or
Yeah, bring him.
Make it sound like chairs squeaking.
Yeah.
No.
And then your excuse could be it wasn't me, it was
That's
the chair.
But yeah,
Yeah, need to find my dentist tomorrow because my toothache's killing me.
is it one of these that they're supposed to be filling then, or Tim?
Yeah, it's this side, and it's really, really sore. And
Go supply
I
it.
tried to eat
It
something
might
today
be your
and I'm in
wisdom.
pain, and
Is it your wisdom
killing me.
tooth? Because they are really, really painful.
Yeah, it's a bottom wisdom tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up having to have one of my wisdom teeth out because I was at work one day and I just bit into this roll bun, whatever you want to call it, and I had this shooting pain up my face.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went to the dentist and it had just like all crumbled.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So they says, well, best thing we can do is just pull it out because it's neither use nor ornament, and if it's causing you, you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's nothing. What?
Sorry, you might be having a very late dinner. Big day out, BJ Kirk. We're going to Wessington Reservoir,
Where the hell was that?
Peak District, about an hour away.
Oh. When?
Yeah,
When? Oh. I'm thinking, when? It's all right if you didn't gather, is they're going on a bit of a jolly on Sunday.
Oh, okay, fair enough. East Sunday.
Peak District summer.
Okay.
They're going droning, basically.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, saying about Easter Sunday, I'll be going live about 3:00 for a bit of a drinky poos. If anyone wants to join me, always welcome. So yeah, it's all good. I'll tell you this now. I'm bloody knackered. Like the whole thing was. I'll tell you the story. Like my wife, I got this white corner sofa. It was it came in 3 parts. We sort of put it all down. And she's a tall lady, and she needs to have a bit of a good size seat for her to chill out and not worry about it all. And this literally was so small, so we got rid of that, gave it away free and whatever. Got another one today, and it was all, let's put it this way, it was all tatty, it was all broken and all this sort of stuff. And we literally got it out, and it took me roughly about 2 minutes just to get it out because I thought, F this, I'm taking it out anyway. And the whole thing was, it was that close, because in our door, it's got window bits.
Well, it's like one of these things, Steve. Out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's just a pain in the arse. It really the whole thing was getting it in was the worst bit, and then getting it out again. And I thought, yeah, have it out you go, you sort of thing. Yeah, just an eyesore. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
heaven as well. But
Gary says the hospitals usually have an emergency dentist, Tim. I've went to their after hours over here. Have you got a hot water bottle?
Sorry, Jeanette, I'm just laughing at what you know.
I've just seen it. Swiftly moving on.
Yes. Phil always says, bless him.
Yes, I've got a hot water bottle somewhere.
Yeah, just put it on the side of your face. I mean, obviously, you don't. You see, I've got one, but it's got like a fairy cover on it.
You're not helping me here, you know.
When I have trouble with my back, I just sit here with hot water behind my back.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody knows that it's there, you know what I mean? But it does help.
You know these? I did use one when I saw that. You just heat them up. Well, they go quite.
Oh, are they them wheat bag things?
Yeah, they go pretty hot.
Oh, right.
And Gordo says ibuprofen's good for toothache.
Yep.
Something that we didn't want really to know, bro. That's all I'm saying.
No.
I can't get it.
Gary says cost of electricity to boil a kettle these days, Jeanette. He'll be paying. He'd best be best going private.
Yeah.
And you know, said minging.
Minging.
That's why we're moving swiftly on. You know. You know, yeah. We'll move swiftly on to the next subject.
Yeah.
What the dickens did I come back to?
Oh God!
That's what
You
she said.
don't want to know. Something to
Okay.
do with teabagging. That's all I'm saying.
It's what you do. We put
No,
you
these
put
chats
it back
get
in
in.
your tap and brew it up and then you got drink.
I'm going to come and let me know.
But it's
in
got
the
to be
minute, I'm
Yorkshire
letting
tea
the dog out.
bags,
Yeah.
Steve.
My
Yorkshire
wife
tea bags.
loves Yorkshire tea bags. She won't have any other tea now. So yeah, because it's strong enough for all that sort of stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
shopping coming tomorrow.
Ibuprofen as anti-inflammatories.
Yep.
There
That
you
does.
go. I don't know yet.
Because I have.
Oh my giddy eye.
I sort of realised that I do get gout from drinking cola. So literally over the past couple of days, I've been having like ibuprofen, like just to get down. Oh, the pain of that is unbelievable. I swear.
I can think I've had gout.
Yeah.
They reckon it's yeah, eating too much red meat, they say.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, and also any fizzy drinks. Oops, there we go. Having another beer involved on it. Oh well.
Between 12:30 and 1:30.
Right, yeah.
So, but yeah. So how's everyone's week been so far?
Yeah, not too bad apart from shit weather.
Oh no, it's crap, innit? But one good thing is though, like the days have got longer, so that's a main thing. That's a bonus. It doesn't get dark about probably like 4:30 anymore. Or
Oh
3:30.
yeah, that's one. But according to the weather forecast, we're going to have a nice Easter weekend.
Well, that's the main thing, isn't it? Really.
Oh.
But I'm not sure if we'll.
And I'm a four. Yeah, if nobody else gets it, Gordo, I do. Number four. Yeah, I'll let Gordo explain what a number 4 is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Is it after?
Do I want to know?
Oh dear. But yeah. You know, it's the same thing that you knock nails in with. A number 4.
Okay.
That's what you use a number for.
Oh, hammer 4. Oh, Jordan Bennett.
See,
Yeah,
it's
now I
nothing
feel
to-
silly.
you know, best thing, Tim, piece of string on doorknob
What?
for your
That's
toothache.
Yeah.
Piece of string,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
put it on doorknob, slant door too.
Pull it out.
Or
Just a good
if you got a fan, tie a bit of screen to the fan and put it on full pelt, and like you'd be swinging around the fan. It'd be great.
Yeah, hybrid rustic restoration.
Yeah, don't worry, Bria. As I always say, if you just say hello, everyone, then you've not missed anybody.
Yeah, that's
No.
what I'm gonna say now. Hello, everyone, anyone who I've missed or whatever. Hopefully, everyone's having a good Wednesday. And yeah,
But
it's all
that sort of covers all eventuality.
Yeah,
Just say
definitely.
good evening, everybody, hello, everybody, or
Yeah.
whatever. It covers everything,
everyone.
doesn't
Yeah,
it?
of course, yeah, definitely.
No, you're right, Gordon. Thanks.
Gordo
Hello,
says
Kathy.
it's always
What for your
always
dinner?
send you some of
Yeah,
Mrs.
good
G's
evening,
rock
mate.
cakes.
What takes all day? Oh.
That'll only add to the pain, Gordo, I'm sure.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yes, it would.
Get rid of it. Then you will do it.
Yeah, there's no worse than toothache.
But see, the thing is, I've got an appointment, but it's not till May.
You can't last that long.
No,
Yeah, you
that's
can't
crazy.
put that long in with that kind of toothache.
Starting now.
I mean, it's like doctors. You can ring doctors up and they say that they ain't got any appointments, but they do put aside a certain amount of slots, let's just say,
Yeah.
just for that, you know, in case they get somebody ringing up as an emergency.
We can't see my doctors. My doctors, we can't phone up for an appointment. We've got to do it. We've got to do it online.
Oh, dear me.
Moving swiftly on again.
Yeah. Honestly. This
But
is
you
not
see,
like,
dentist is on the same principle. You're not telling me that your dentist don't have emergency slots for that reason.
I don't know.
Yeah, same as John says, they've always got, and doctors and dentists do it for that reason, because, you know, you never know what's going to walk through the door. Somebody might come in and, you know, the faces are here and, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's cringe.
But yeah, what I'd do, Tim, is I'd ring them up and just say, look, I'm in absolute agony with this tooth. I'm not sleeping. I can't eat, blah, blah, blah. You know, just lay it on a bit thick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of this toothache, I can't eat. I can't sort of put my head down at night. You know, it's that painful.
What was that, Scotty?
You can't eat his
No,
chips.
I don't.
Oh, God. Gary says spray some deep heat on it. Hey, one thing I've got to say, Gary, is
I'll end up in next course.
This is the thing, Tim. You know, it's like spraying deep heat on your balls, isn't it? It's something you won't do.
No.
No, man down. I can't.
Or use that sort of cream down there. I'm not going to spell it out. Yeah, that nail cream. You know, you definitely don't want to use that. Yeah.
Oh, it burns.
A bit warm.
You've heard the song "Goodness Gracious, Great Balls of Fire." Yeah, well, that was so aptly named for that reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd ring up Tim and just say, "Look, I'm in agony here."
Yeah.
Oh dear. But that'll not solve his problems. It'll just cause more.
Yeah, exactly.
But
oh dear.
The thing I'd be doing, we're coming up to a bank holiday, right? I'd be ringing up in the morning, Tim, saying, look, I'm in absolute agony. This tooth killing me. You know, you pulled one out and that's gone. Now I've got, you know, even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you see, the thing is, the longer you leave it, Tim, the more likely you are to get an abscess on it.
Mm.
Yeah.
That is something you don't want.
Yeah.
I'll have one of them.
You know, process, try not to spit, Tim. Gordo says, I use some of that mint tingly shampoo down there, never again.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
That makes.
But yeah, like Tim morning.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do it. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? Just put it on a bit thick and just say, because of this pain in my jaw, I can't eat, I can't sleep. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's the pain is that severe. On a scale to 1 to 10, it's a 10.
I said that to them the last time, but it fell on deaf ears. I said I was in pain both sides, but then it just fell on deaf ears.
Scotty's got a solution.
I've got pliers, Scotty. I've got pliers, Scotty.
Did I say Khalid Wilco's once? It's not my rusty ones.
But this is the thing, and this is what makes me so angry, is a lot of people have resorted to DIY tooth pulling teeth out.
Me as well,
For
yeah.
that reason.
Ooh, love that rumour.
I mean, I personally won't do it because I couldn't do it. I mean, it's like I couldn't even pierce my own ears. So, you know what I mean?
No.
But you can understand why a lot of people have done it. They've been in that much pain with toothache, and they like Tim said,
To wait ages for.
and you don't get any sympathy from your dentist, and that's why they've had to resort to pulling their own teeth out.
Yeah, it wasn't actually like pulling my own teeth out. It was like sort of like a bit on an apple, and it broke. And I literally got the whole thing. I had to literally take the teeth out by myself and rock it, and it came out. It's horrible, but at least the pain went within like that, so it didn't really matter. I thought so.
But yeah, you know what I mean. It's like, you know, it's like rocking horse shit. You know, trying to get in dentist and trying to get doctors, and you know what I mean. And then they wonder why people are sort of self-medicating or self-pulling teeth out, or whatever.
I mean, like, what gets me the most is that like Ali's not very well at the minute with her depression and all that. We have to ring up, like she has to ring up at 8 a.m. in the morning just to get a phone call appointment because she can't go out, right? And 9 times out of 10, within roughly about like 8:01, all the appointments have gone. Yeah. That's what gets me the most.
On is particularly bad on a Monday. You could be ringing, hang up, press redial for about an hour before it actually gets through to somebody.
Yeah.
And then you've got to wait. We'll put you on triage list and we'll get somebody to ring you back to see whether or not you're sort of in need of an appointment.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I wouldn't be ringing.
The best thing about it is we'll ask you for a brief description of what's wrong. Like you're going to tell a receptionist, you know, oh, I've got an abscess on my balls, or, you know. You know, or my knob's sore. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna tell a receptionist that.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, in them particular circumstances, I just say it's personal, and you know, take it at face value. And I'm not discussing what I've got or what I ain't got. You know.
Yeah. Funny though, they've got to send pictures to doctors sometimes. If they say send us a picture of knob has been spread round, and I can see it.
Did you hear that? It says if you did phone up about, you know, you've got knob rot or something, and she says, "Well, send me a picture." It says you more or less sending porn to your doctor.
Yep.
Gordo says then they say it's funny when you say it's personal. All I say, Gordo, is, you know, I mean, they don't get funny with me, and I just say to them, look, it's personal. I'd sooner discuss it with doctor rather than talking to receptionist.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? When all said and done, they're just a receptionist. They're not medically trained in any way, shape, or form. Exactly. So why the heck do they want to know what's up here?
Oh, I've never had that. You just say, is it an emergency? And you go, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think they're doing it, Crypto, to save time on time wasters, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, take for instance, it's still swelling up now, but I rung doctors and I says to her, I says, I've got to go back on these water tablets. You know what I mean? And I had to send a picture of my leg.
Yeah.
And right away she rung me back. She says, yeah, I'll leave you some at chemist.
Mm.
No ifs, no buts, no questions asked. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? You don't want to be discussing your life story or what's wrong, you know, especially if it's something to do with down there in both men or women. You don't want to be discussing it with receptionists, do you?
I'm not bothered. It's fine. If I
No,
get seen,
not really.
I'll go. Literally, I got
But this is the thing, Steve. Can you imagine next time you walk in, doctor? Oh, that's him that had knob rot. You know what I mean?
Bad time to take a
It
drink.
wasn't my fault, though, mate.
You know what I mean? It's between me and doctor. That's the way I look at it. Not
Yeah, but also as
receptionist.
well,
You know.
with the receptionist as well.
You know.
They
Typical, right? Typical thing. Crispy King has just wound up with knob rot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is the thing between me and the doctor.
But
Not
also as well, I think that the receptionist should be a receptionist and patient confidentiality sort of situation. So yeah,
I'm not
probably just
doing
type
that,
in your notes. Can you imagine that? Or halfway through, like down there, like Steve's got knob rot.
or you know, my piles is playing up. Can you have a look? And before you go into the doctors, you've got to drop your cakes and say, "Look, this is what I've come with." You know what I mean? It's I think it's all wrong. Why should you have?
What I would do, our principle as well, I actually would drop my keks like.
All doctors' surgery knows what's wrong with you.
If like leave him well alone. Oh, I should not have had this beer. I'm getting rowdy on my days.
But this is what I'm saying is that, excuse me,
Evan?
they're trained or they're there to be a receptionist. Nothing else, nothing less. The doctor is the trained person here in this situation. Yeah. So it's not for the receptionist to diagnose or anything what's wrong with you.
Yeah, but nowadays, like some receptionists have got a bit of a training themselves, so they can actually like.
Honestly, Steve. I think a lot of the receptionists have got what I call the God complex. They think because they work in a doctor's, albeit on reception, you know, they've got the right to ask people what's wrong with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Who says remind me to go to Steve's doctors?
I wouldn't never do it anyway, like just out of principle as well, but like it would be funny hilarious.
Honestly, there's this one woman at our doctor's, and you can tell she's putting it on, and she sounds as common as muck if you like in real life. So you'll ring and she'll say, "Good afternoon, Norfolk Park Medical Practice. How can I help you?" I'm on about that.
Normally for fuck's sake.
Yeah, honestly, that is spot on with your voice. Chris will tell you.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, that is exactly what she sounds like. But you know, she's trying her best not to sound common, but sort of half-heartedly trying to put a posh voice on.
Yeah, definitely. But like you can always tell when people are like.
Yeah, I think it is actually the same as the bogey meat. Oh yeah, bogeys, you know. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, same as I said to Chris, I says, I'd been no good on a receptionist. I'd answer the phone and say, "Yeah, what do you want?"
What do you want now? Trying to eat my sandwich.
If it's no serious, bog off.
Excuse me, I've been having gossiping for the past half hour, and the phone hasn't stopped ringing for the past 2.5 minutes. Leave me alone.
Want to catch up on all daily gossip? But,
Bog
yeah,
off, leave me alone.
I ain't got the patience to be nice to everybody, me. You know what I mean? I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I ain't got the patience to be, you know, and you do get some obnoxious people in doctors, you know, thinking that they've got a God-given right to, yeah, to, you know,
Treat people like
to
crap.
jump or automatically get you know, a slot. There's other people. There's people with kids that are poorly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the whole thing. What I don't get, like some people actually think that their problems are more important than other people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Steve. Yeah,
That's what gets me the most. I'm sorry, but like,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah. I'm like you, Steve. You know what I mean? People don't go to doctors just because they like, you know, decorating doctors or you know, you know, they like perusing in chemist or whatever. They're there for a reason.
yeah,
And it's like me, as a last resort, I will only ring up as a last resort.
likewise. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like the whole thing is, that's the same sort of thing as a bloody dentist as well. I'll if I'm literally on the verge of literally like going into hospital, then I'll ring up a dentist or whatnot because of the pain.
Yeah,
I'm not that bothered about it. But when it comes down to doctors, I will only ring on a last resort. I mean, like other than gout, there's nothing. I mean, there's other people like probably have it worse than me. So like walking around for a couple of days like in pain doesn't do nothing. It's fine. You know what I mean? So,
but yeah, you know what I mean. I look at it this way as well. You don't go to the doctors on a whim.
no,
I've got a pimple on my face, or you know, I've got a pimple right on the end of my nose, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's people there with genuine health concerns.
I was at a doctor's.
Say that again, Tim.
I said, I don't remember the last time I was at a doctor's.
I went for my B12 injection and it's in and out, quick job, stabbing arm and off you go, you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you work overtime at McDonald's,
Oh, Richard.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, there's, you know, last time I went was for this B12 injection. And for my own protection, I still wear a mask, even though, you know, people, you don't have to. But there's that many going. Hiya, Richard. How are you?
How you doing, Richard? All right, mate.
Oh, that's good then, Terry. Let's hope keep his fingers crossed on road to recovery.
Yeah, definitely.
Partner, Hiya, I missed you. Sorry, but you know what I mean. I do it for my own protection, not for anybody else's. And I'm not going to explain to people why I'm wearing a mask and nobody else's. And this is like. Last time when I went for B12, there was this little kid. I mean, you can't expect it, and they were all over the place.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And this is what I'm talking about.
That's
There's
what
that
kids do anyway as well.
And whatever going about nowadays. I don't want the lurgy.
That's the whole thing about what kids do anyway. They literally won't think about wearing a mask or nothing. They'll be literally coughing everywhere.
But this is what I'm saying. I was the only one sat there with a mask on.
Yeah.
And the looks I got, and I thought, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not explaining why I'm wearing a mask.
Our doctors, it's mandatory. If you go into doctors, you have to wear a mask anyway. It's mandatory to even like go in doctors with a mask, just in case, sort of thing. So that's completely fine. I reckon it should be like everywhere. All doctors should be doing that.
But yeah, I mean, like tar doctors, they're not mandatory. I mean, at one point, you know, you used to get a text message when you visit the surgery, you must wear a mask, you must gel your hands and this, that, and other. Yeah. They've still got the machines there if you want to gel your hands. But yeah, I was only one sat in reception that had got a mask on.
Well, usually when you go to public place, it's probably better to do that.
Gary says I should do a phone in, answer people's problems. Yeah, I don't think so. You know, if you want the truth, you'll get the truth. You know,
I've been I've had this pain right in my right arm for about a week or so. I'm not sure what the hell's
Yeah.
wrong with it.
Well, stop using it to.
I think that's coming. Thank you. That's what.
That'd be my answer. You know, give it a rest and use other arm instead. Then you'll have a problem on both sides. You know what I mean? People that know me know that I don't sugarcoat anything. You know what I mean? I say it as I see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's literally like the answer I was hoping for. Thank you, Minnie. We always knew Steve wasn't. Oi, cheeky git. On your weekends, mate.
When was in we're wrapped between the legs, say, well, tell him to keep off it for a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean. I did. Yeah, no, I'd be no good as. I'd be no good as a receptionist.
Who do we?
It was speaking metaphorically, Park Nest.
Yeah. Oh dear. Wanker's crap. I only do that on weekends and bank holidays.
Swap over and yeah, give that arm a rest. Yeah, and then when you start having the same problem in other arm, it's time to swap back over.
Yeah, or just lay on your arm, wait for it to go down. It feels like someone else is doing it. Not I've done that before.
That's a whole different problem, Steve.
Yeah. Get yourself a flashlight. Oh, funny as hell, I swear. See, I knew as soon as I said that, like the first thing that all came in, will come out.
Yeah.
That. And yeah.
But yeah, I'd be no good as a receptionist. Part Nest says I better not mention olive oil then.
Oh dear. So funny.
But this is the thing. If you take life too seriously, you know what I mean? You've got to have a laugh, haven't you? You know what I mean?
Of course. You can't be bored.
But, you know. She's not talking to me. Apparently, I have a favourite, which is totally untrue. I don't like any of them. My dog's the favourite. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's how can I put it? As next door neighbour, right? Way before Christmas, she fell, and she had to go into hospital. And then, Sheffield NHS have took the initiative. Like they've took over 4 care homes that have closed down, right?
Right, yeah.
So because she broke her hip and she were in need of physiotherapy, they took her to this unit, which, same as I said, it's a brilliant idea because it's getting her away from hospital. It's getting her out of hospital.
Yeah.
She was medically sound to be discharged, but because she lives on her own, she needed extensive physiotherapy. They've got sort of one for like terminally ill people. They've got another unit for like respiratory problems. that aren't sort of life-threatening or, you know, all that serious. And I think it's a good idea. It's not bed blocking as such, but they use moving them. I'm not kidding you. She's fiercely independent. She wouldn't even stop there because she thought they'd put her in the nursing home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you, definitely.
Very, very independent. And she says, that's it, I'm going home. She says, you put me in this nursing home. She says, it's not a nursing home. It used to be a nursing home. She says, they've only sent you here because you need extensive physiotherapy. And this is the place to do it rather than being in hospital. It's separate. It's separate to hospital, but part of NHS, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And I think it's a damn good idea. You know what I mean? I don't know about anybody else, you know. You know, instead of being in hospital where you've got this click, because first time she went in when she broke, no, it went to hip, she broke her leg, sorry. First time when she went in and she had to have this operation on her leg, she got COVID and then she got pneumonia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not the right environment for such as her that only needs extensive physiotherapists because for the fact it were a leg, and I said to her, because her daughter come round the other day, you're bound to have some muscle weakness in your leg. So basically it's a physio thing where she's got to do like different exercises, blah blah blah. To James, how are you?
Being James, all right, mate.
And I think it's a damn good idea. More places should do it.
Because that way as well, like as you said, like no one's like holding up beds for people who actually do need them as well, sort of thing. You know what I mean? And all that sort of stuff. So it's a better way.
It's not sort of blocking beds in a hospital environment. Same as the daughter said to me, you know, she says she's got it up here, but it's just this weakness in the side where she broke her leg. But because it were an old care home, she got it into her mind that they put her in a care home. You know what I mean? Come home, we're only home 9 days, and fell again.
Oh no.
But I mean, luckily this time she didn't do any damage. But yeah, she were insistent she wanted to come out. But you see, that's the thing, she lives on her own. And her daughter
I do think that's horrible for when someone who's been with people for.
Pardon me.
Bloody hell, Tim.
That were off the scale, Tim, that one were.
That was off, like the last one I played off the scale. That's like nearly like bloody galaxy, that is. Jesus. But no, I think it's horrible because like I used to work in a cafe and I used to get people coming in like on a weekly basis and literally like coming in because they don't get any sort of human interaction. They just come and have a cup of tea. I used to chat to one person for about like half hour.
But this is the thing, she's been having carers coming in, and her daughter says to me, she says, she don't even like carers. I says, well, tell her from me, because Chris used to be a carer. I says, tell her from me. I says, Chris used to be a carer, and if she don't do as she's told, Chris is going to come round and look after her. She says, oh, don't say that. She says, she probably like it. She likes Chris. But yeah. She likes this. Hi, Vanessa. How are you? Hi, Bob girl.
Hi, Bob girl.
But yeah, so I says to her, I says, well, in that case, I says, tell her I'm going to set biscuit onto her. So her daughter says, well, she likes biscuit and also, you know what I mean? Oh, dear. But yeah, she's very, very, very fiercely independent and she not let anybody tell her what to do.
Stubborn.
And yeah, very stubborn. So you know what I mean. You know, it's that's why I mean, last time she come home, she were home less than 2 weeks and she were in hospital again.
Probably because you probably fell over again, then probably.
You know what I mean? And this
Yeah.
time she'd only been out 9 days and it was Sunday. We seen ambulance outside. And I went, oh, God, don't tell me something's happened again. Well, next day, her daughter come round and she says, just so you don't worry, Mum's back in hospital again. She fell, but she hadn't done any damage. But apparently she got like a scuff on the leg and it were bleeding a lot. So so they took her in just to be on the safe side. And that's why she was telling us about this. It used to be a nursing home, but it's closed down and the NHS have took it over. Yeah, the official thing, it's called a rehabilitation unit.
Yeah.
For like physio
well.
and things like that, and people that have had limbs amputated and things like that. You know what I mean? To help them get, to get back on their feet again. But she didn't like it because it used to be a nursing home and she got it in her mind that it were a nursing home, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But,
I mean, like when I broke my shoulder and all that, I had to go to rehab and get all sorted. But I did 2 sessions and I got, I'm fine, not worry about it. It's all good. We're not bothered. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So the main thing for me was at least if I can do that, I'm happy. It doesn't matter. It's all good.
But the thing is, Steve, they don't send you to them places on a whim, or you know what I mean.
No,
they
not at all.
send you to them places because they
might need help, whatever.
they know that you need help with your joints, and you've got they know best sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So apart from toothache, Tim, are you all right?
Pardon me.
That means yes.
I think that means yes. Are you, Brad? How are you?
Oh no, Brad's in here. That's it. I'm off. Bye.
It's a good job he didn't come in earlier, isn't it?
Yeah.
When we're talking about balls and not rot and whatever.
Talking about all that sort of stuff.
But
he would have been in his element.
Anybody got any suggestions? Because Tim's got really bad toothache. Apart from the DIY tooth job, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
if that might be because you burp too much. That's why you've not got a payment break.
Say that again, Crypto.
That he burps too much, and maybe that's why his pipement's been delayed.
Well, I've just thought of an idea. When you burp, Tim, go like that, and it might come shooting out.
Yeah, it might do. I know you look quite funny on the camera.
It's worth a try.
You never know. It might even work. You never know. Yeah, definitely.
Well, Scotty's got what is it like? Long nose pliers. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah,
I've heard there's a computer on it. It seems to be lagging even more than it was.
we've suggested that James string on door.
Damn.
What is
I don't know how mine is, but my net did start working.
I do not know what is happening with it, to be honest. I've been having all sorts of problems today, but yeah, it seems to be lagging out like crazy. Let's try taking the green screen off.
That seems to be a bit better now.
Yeah. Only other suggestion that we've had is get in touch with dentist or even that, Tim. You want, right. Let me just have a look.
That's better.
Right. So I'm going to Google. Right. Ooh.
Yeah.
Emergency dentist in my area.
Richard says he's backstage.
Are you?
In Nippy backstage, apparently.
I was getting to see that.
No, I need to...
Should be no out, non mop and bloody bucket.
I was going to say, Until you've redecorated, you're not coming up.
Right.
Get back down there.
How you doing, Richard, mate? I'll feel good, bud.
How's it going?
good.
Out of hours dentist. Yeah. How to find our Sheffield clinic. It's in SA, but we've got across the UK, our network provides an out-of-hours service. Right, let's view our clinics. It says it's called the 24/7 dentist.
Joel.
And it says they provide emergency dental treatment from 7 p.m. weeknights, all day Saturday and Sunday and bank holidays.
What's a week, Tim? Is it an all?
So, yeah, all you've got to do, Tim, is Google emergency dentist or out of hours dentist in my area, and it should come up with a list.
Is Tim not in Scotland?
Yeah.
Yes, I am in Scotland.
If he's still here, Gordo, this is just come up. Oh God, what a gorgeous dog!
Oh yeah,
That's what I wanted.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just come up in me. It's RSPCA at Chesterfield. That just come up as I was searching for emergency dentist. Wait, you said balls.
yeah. I told you.
Steve admitted to
No, bro.
What is a wheel thief, Tim? Does it want taking out, or is it a filling or a hole, or what is it?
By the sounds of things, Richard is in that much pain. It needs extracting.
I don't know about
It's a wisdom tooth.
Yeah.
Looking at this side.
Terrible, them wisdom teeth are.
That's
Oh
right.
God.
Is it a what? Sorry, Tim. I think he's frozen.
Oh yeah. You put it after that belch.
James says a string attached to a rock and toss it out at wind.
If it's just an all right, you can go to Boots and get them emergency filling kits and do it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I could imagine, Richard, they're going to be expensive, and if it don't work,
No, they're not. About a fiver. You get it in little pots. It's like a putty, and you get like a tool for ramming it in with. And I've used one, and you're only supposed
what
to
your tool to ram it in?
Yeah. And I didn't use that tool. And it worked really well. I had really bad toothache, and I went to Boots, got one of them, crammed it in, and I've never had it toothache since, and it's about 12 months since I did that now, and jobs are good. one.
Well, that is just an alternative, Tim. But yeah, I've just typed in emergency dentist in my area. It come up with an emergency dentist. I mean, you can't lose anything.
I need an emergency barber.
Eh?
That's what I want, an emergency barber. I look like
Oh dear. That's exactly what I said, Joel. I says, don't sit on it. Not quite literally, but yeah, don't leave it because it could get an abscess on it.
Could get worse.
Yeah. I mean, these sort of things have a tendency to, I'll leave it and I'll see if it, blah, blah, blah. But then before you know it, you've got an abscess and you've got an infection, and then that means antibiotics. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it grows and grows and gets more expensive either way, doesn't it? So, all that.
But yeah, especially with it being a wisdom tooth as well, they are the worst. They are the worst.
Oh, well.
Pain, yeah.
Mm.
But anyway.
I went for my MOT today. me 50 years plus every year MOT where they tell you not what to do and what to do, and they tell you to
God.
give up this, give up that, and you know you end up coming out like a Mormon or something. You can't do anything.
I'm just saying, same as I said, Richard, I'd be no good as a
I can't remember
receptionist.
the last time I had a medical.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
text every year they
the
do now.
typical thing I get when I go for my, because I'm like Richard, because I'm of a certain age, I call me MOT. They do all blood tests under the sun. They do thyroid function test, liver function test, kidney function test, blood count, yeah, you name it, diabetes and all sorts. And then comes the, you know, the are you still smoking? Yeah. How many do you smoke a day? And I'll tell them. Have you? We've got a quit smoking, blah blah blah. This and I says, look. I says I don't drink. I says I don't do drugs. I says I sit at home 24/7 hours a day, 24/7. Sorry. I says my only guilty pleasure is having a smoke. And basically she'll say, oh, well, when you put it like that, you know, I can understand. Yeah, I says, don't preach to me.
Yeah.
I'll give up smoking when I want to give up smoking, not when you tell me to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You see, this is why what I'm saying about, you know,
Yeah.
I'd be no good as a receptionist because I tell
Every time I go, they just say, don't drink, lose weight, and what else? I can't remember. I think that's it.
You sort of switched off after they told you no drinking or losing weight. Yeah,
that every time. Every time they say.
Yeah, and I'm exactly the same to Richard when I go. You know, have you thought about packing up smoking?
So yeah, you can do with losing a bit of weight. She says, you know, very politely. I think get lost.
I think he's took over an establishment, Brad.
And then the blood pressure, which were low this time, which I was surprised it were bang on, which were good. But that's about it, really.
But I always, you know what I always think, you know, if I wanted advice on quitting smoking, you know, I'd have done it.
Yeah,
I smoke because, you know, I've got no other bad habits apart from smoking. And yes, I agree. And I know it's a bad habit. You know what I mean? But I'm still here. My heart's still beating. All my test results come back fine. So, you know, don't start preaching to me because, you know, I've been there, done that, got T-shirts sort of thing.
Yeah.
They know better than to start preaching to me. They know because they know what I'm like.
That's the whole thing about me. I've got two guilty pleasures in this world, and that's smoking and drinking. That's it. Everything else, I sort of like, I can like chocolate. I can like have it or leave it, take it or leave it. Sorry, or like sort of like everything else. I have a drink like every sort of Friday. Obviously, like this week, I had a drink on Tuesday, and I've had one tonight. But yeah, it's just.
But this is the thing, Steve. You know, you don't need a doctor or receptionist for that matter preaching to you what you should do with your life.
Exactly. Yeah, of course.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And that's one thing that, you know, really pisses me off.
It doesn't annoy me as well because I think last time that's the whole reason why I don't really go to doctors anymore. I can't be honest with it because it's like, oh, you should like give up smoking, blah blah blah. It's like, well, I do it in my own time. I'm not. You know what I mean?
Well, this is the thing, and it's like I say to them, well, I'm still here for this appointment, aren't I?
Yeah.
So we're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of problems, but I'm living with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, when you go home, you know, you've got no problems. This is the only place I come apart from, you know, occasionally going out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't preach to me about smoking. Yes, I know it's bad for you. Yeah, blah blah blah. I says, but you know, I'm still here. I'm still above ground, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
She said to me, she says, we're starting this thing. She says, everybody who has blood pressure tablets, they come every 4 weeks to have the blood pressure done. I said, oh, that's very good. I'll see you next April. I'm not bloody going health centre every 4 weeks. Oh, God.
Right, I've had my fun.
I think I've nothing to do.
No, I won't do that one.
Bloody hell. I've only just
Yeah,
got in from,
they're drumming
got
up
in from
business,
work 40
Richard. I think
minutes
that's
ago.
all it is. They're drumming up business.
I
Yeah,
only got in
definitely. That's the whole
from work at 20 past 9 and I left this house at 10 to 6 this morning.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got no better to do. Bloody hell.
But yeah, they've sort of got used to my attitude now at doctors, and all nurses know my attitude and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
What makes me laugh is
Mhm.
my doctor. He'll sit there and he's like, I mean, yeah, you could do with losing a bit of weight, he says, and I'm not kidding. He's flipping twice the size of me. I'm thinking, hang on.
Call it kettle black comes to mind.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
He's
of course.
absolutely massive. He is. His buttons on he has a nice suit on, and his buttons are like bursting. And I'm thinking, you don't need to lose weight.
Hey, I've got a good one. When I had my surgery, you know how you go for like a pre-op thing,
Yeah.
where they go through all your history and everything. And obviously you got to stop smoking, and I stopped smoking for 6 months. So anyway, I goes in this thing, and you go and see like have your weight done and how tall you are and everything else. Then you go into another side room with this nurse, and they're sort of going through all your like history and whatever. How long were you smoking? When did you pack up smoking? And I says I've gone up vapes, sort of thing. So I did. I couldn't go to cold turkey, so I went on vapes. And he sat there and he went, oh, when I packed up smoking, he says, I just went cold turkey. He says, I just got up one day, he says, and said, right, that's it. I'm not smoking no more. He says, and I've never smoked since.
Well,
So
yeah,
Everybody's different. Everybody's different.
I went, yeah, and
Yeah.
you know what?
Trying to blow it.
You know
his
what,
own brain
my
that's the whole thing about it.
Yeah, and I said exactly what Tim's just said. Everybody's different. Nobody, some people have got stronger willpower than others and can stop smoking just like that. But if there's only a smoker, will know how difficult it is to pack up smoking.
That's what,
You know what I mean?
the whole thing. That's what gets me the most. Like it's like having someone who's never smoked before in their life go, oh, it should be easy to like give up. And my sort of like defense to that is like I go, do you drink? Go 1 week without a drink and see how hard that is, mate.
But this is it. They say just because they're a nurse and they're a nurse at hospital, how can I put it? They're trying to sort of, well, I went cold turkey. I got up one morning and I've never had a fag since. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might be all right for you, but for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody else, you see, I found it easier when I did pack up smoking to be like Richard and have a vape.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I only vape at home. I don't vape during day when I'm out. I just have it. It's on the side here, and I just have a
but the thing is, my vape broke one day, and I'm sat there and I'm going. You know what I mean? And that's how it affects you. You're thinking, oh God, I could just murder a fag now. And I ended up walking up to the shop and getting some cigarettes, and I've been smoking ever since.
Yeah.
And I did pack up for 6 months, and I thought, oh, 6 months, I'm doing well, you know what I mean? But then your safety net sort of pulled from underneath you, and you're like a nervous wreck. Oh, I could just about, I could just murder. And it sort of sent me to lally because I wanted my vape or I wanted a cigarette that bad. and I ended up going up to shop and getting some cigarettes.
Yeah.
The best about it was Chris was working at the time, and he sort of did it in support of me. He's with vaping as well. But the minute he come in and he saw me with a cigarette that writ, he started smoking again. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not as easy as people make out. You know what I mean?
Right back in a minute. Needs a quick ciggy.
You know what I mean?
No.
But the fact that you know, he was vaping and he came in, saw me with a cigarette, and he here's a cigarette, and that right after that. You know what I mean? He started smoking again. But this is the thing, you know, it depends, or it's different for, you know, each individual. But you see, like going back to, I know I keep harping on about your tooth, Tim. I keep calling him Richard. I have got a very high pain threshold. You know, with my arthritis and everything, I've had to put up with a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Now, that's another thing. That's like a different subject. People's pain thresholds are different. There's like some people that have had chronic pain all their life, and it's, how can I put it? It's like, you know, same shit, different day sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people can cope with the pain sometimes better if they've got a high pain threshold. But then you've got sort of on the flip side, people that haven't, and they're in excruciating pain and they can't deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got a high threshold for pain, but this is beyond that.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody toothache's the worst.
Yeah, I was just going to say toothache is what, and especially if it's a wisdom tooth and all.
Toothache and earache. Oof.
Oh, God.
It was.
I tell you which is worse, Richard, as regarding earache. It's when it's not there all the time and all of a sudden you get this like searing pain right in your ear and it goes all the way down your neck. Ooh.
When I had toothache about 12 months ago, I was like, had my head in pill. I did thinking, God, I just want to die.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, people talk about pain, but there's nothing like toothache. That is one of the worst.
We're lucky. Right where I am, you can pretty well walk into a dentist. If you're willing to pay, they'll just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no problem. But
I mean, it gets to a certain point where, you know, I'll do anything just to get rid of this pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I've got to pay private, I'll do it. You know what I mean? You just want to get rid of that pain.
Correct. I'm not registered with a dentist. I always just pay privately, and I just wander into the nearest one. It depends how much agony I'm in. If it's a tooth that wants yanking out, I just pay and that's it.
But I mean, it's like me for the last 2 days, and I don't, you know, I don't want people to feel sorry for me, but I've had terrible. Can you see how my hand's swollen up? I've had terrible pain in my hand, and I thought, so last night Chris says, well, you know, if your hand's hurting you that much, cancel you. And I says, I can't. I says, it's a good job I'm right-handed. You know what I mean? Hi, Kevin, how are you? But people don't realise the amount of pain that arthritis causes. You know what I mean? And I'm just lucky I'm right-handed. I'm not left-handed. Because funny thing is, though, Richard, and I find this very funny, I keep having pain in this shoulder. My hand's all swollen up. My leg and my foot, but it's all down left-hand side. My right-hand side's up perfectly fine. It's just all down my left-hand side.
Have you not been in a heart check or anything like that?
Everything's fine. I've had ECGs and all sorts, Richard.
Well, that's fine then, because usually
I'll tell you what, one of my surgeries, you know, like how they do, you have to have like a consultation with an anaesthetist. Anyway, next thing I know, it says I'm referring you for a I forgot what it's called now. Electrocardiograph. And basically,
ECG.
no, this weren't taught wires and everything. And it's like, you know, when you have a baby, when you've got an ultrasound on your neck, they put this ultrasound on your neck. What? Why? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not, you know.
Yeah, because the reason why that is because you have your main veins. You've got one either side of your neck. You've got one that goes at the top of each leg into your leg. The right big veins, and that's where they shove them ultrasound things. I forgot what they call them. There's a name for them veins, but I can't remember what they're called.
Kevin says change hands and Nick Chris with other one. But anyway, I didn't know the reason why this anaesthetist has sent me for this. I forget what it's called, but all it is they put some gel on your neck, they put the ultrasound on your neck. So I'm sat there and I says, can I ask a question? You know what I'm like. So he says, yeah. I says, why am I here today? I can't understand why he sent me for this. All tests and everything's perfectly fine. So why has he sent me here today? So he says, he looked through my notes and he says, according to the notes that I've got, when you went to see the anaesthetist, he heard a heart murmur. News to me. You know what I mean? Nobody had said a dicky bird to me. So I says, you know what I mean? I looked as bemused and he says, well, didn't you know why you were here? And I went, no. I says, all I was told were I need to go and have this, whatever it's called, done. And all I know is it's something, you know, art related. So he says, well, look, you know, I can see the look of worry on your face. He says, between me, you and Gatepost, he says, and I shouldn't be telling you this. He says, there's nothing wrong. So God knows what anaesthetist has heard, because I'd had this checkup and he said there was nothing wrong.
That's it. Well done, Tommy.
But yeah, all it entailed was lying on the bed, ultrasound on my neck, and you know, it was quite detailed about it, but I couldn't understand why it was there. And he said, you know, well, anaesthetist thought you had a heart murmur when you went for your checkup.
Well, at least you had an extra check for now.
You'd have thought the anaesthetist, I'm a bit concerned because I heard a slight heart murmur.
Well, I think sometimes
you know,
they don't send out in case they're wrong, and in this instance, he was wrong.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to be a twat, but why am I here?
But end of the day, had he not been wrong, you know what I mean? It's covering his own arse, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose about it, but I haven't got a clue why I was there.
Yeah, well, he probably thought
tell me so I didn't worry.
You
know what I mean? Because he says, well, I've got it in my notes that he wanted me to do this test because he had a heart murmur. I said, well, that's news to me.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And that's why he told me, he says, well, you know, just to put your mind at rest, he says, I can't see anything wrong. I says, well, that'll do it for me because you're expert, you know what you're doing. And if you say there's nothing wrong, then there's nothing wrong. I mean, because at the end of the day, when these anaesthetists listen to your heart or whatever, they're only using a stethoscope. You know what I mean?
Usually on the ball with them anaesthetists because the responsibility on them is unbelievable.
But yeah, you know what I mean? God knows what this anaesthetist probably heard me hiccup or something.
Yeah, you might have just heard
something a bit coming up.
When I got put under for my shoulder, operation, it was great. The anaesthetist says, like, what beer do you drink? And I said, Carling. Right, how about we'll give you a gin and tonic. I like tonic. Okay, well, we'll give you a gin and coke. We'll just get you a bit. in the mood. So like the first one when I went in, I was like on cloud nine. It was great. And then like you went like you're out.
To be honest, it's all right. Kathy's asking, did you check your cortoid artery? That's in the neck. I hadn't got a clue why I were there.
Yeah.
But I know it was something to do with, you know, when I got the letter, it was something to do with the heart, and I can't remember for life on me the name of the. It's not electrocardiograph. It's something else, but I can't think of the name of it. But that's all it were. It were yeah, you know the scan thing that when you're having a baby, ultrasound. That's all it were on ultrasound on my neck. And that it. As long as you're back for 12:30. You better be.
Or the door's getting locked and you're out for the night.
No, we've got shopping coming between 12:30 and 1:30. So
right.
it says I'm out early in the morning. I says yes, make sure you're back for 12:30. I ain't up in no shopping about. Oh, you go in there, are you? But anyway, same as I say, I forget name on it now. It'll come to me after, because you know when we're on about Great Yarmouth the other day, Tim, and that friend of mine, she lives at Winterton.
All right.
And it's next village down to Emsby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remembered that night as soon as I sort of went to bed, because you know where I'm like, I've got like a dozen things whirring about in my mind. And I went, I remember the name of that place where my friend lives. I said, it's Winterton.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of them kind of places, Winterton. I don't know whether Tim knows, but you blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a very small village. But yeah, it come to me afterwards, after we'd spoke other night. Tim, what name of it?
No.
Echocardiogram, that's it. That's the one, echocardiogram.
That's cool.
Thank you very much, Kathy. You see, I'm going on a bit. I can't remember details, you know.
That's how some of the things that the anaesthetist was on about when I went for my operation. It was like well over the head. I was like, I don't know. Ask me questions, I answered. We're going to do this, or.
But this is the thing, Steve. Over years, I've had, I've been probed and prodded and whatever that many times. I mean, Chris turns around and will say, "Well, you've had more prick than a dartboard." Well, to be exact, you've had more pricks than a second-hand dartboard. You know what I mean?
I'm a second-hand dartboard. I don't know how to put it.
But you see, I'm the most difficult person to get blood out of.
Mum's the same. It's like a stone.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's quite literally like trying to get blood out of a stone.
The thing is,
honestly,
Mum's got really thin veins as well. So if they go with the wrong one, it goes, nah, you ain't getting anything out of that one.
Brad likes that one more prick than a dartboard. But yeah, you know what I mean? It sort of, I looked at
I should know as well. Is that many dartboards?
That's a good one.
This is the thing. I've had several operations. Hi, Hazy, how are you? But yeah, you know what I mean? Honestly, Scotty, you wouldn't believe the places that tried to get blood out of me.
Probably similar to Mum. Yeah.
Even that neck.
Yeah, in the neck, in the foot.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Mum can't feel it in the foot. But
in your hand, even sort of down to trying to take some out one of your fingers.
Yeah.
It's amazing the places they can come up with.
Mm. But I shan't say what I said. To be honest with you, Kathy, I don't know her. I just know that I ain't got not very prominent veins. so they have to dig deep.
They don't do
It's
it all.
so much so as before, they've gone right down to bone.
Oh wow! I bet that was
Yeah.
painful.
I can't stand needles. Oh God, no.
Chris don't. That's why he don't.
Oh, wow.
Combination, actually.
You know, when I go for my B12, Chris waits in reception because he does not like needles at all.
The only needle that I will never that I hate is that when you have obviously you go to the dentist, you have needles in your mouth. I hate that.
Oh, yeah.
Everything else is fine. Like crack on, whatever. I ain't bothered.
Hey up, Steve. You ought to heard Tim last week. They were talking like this because they had a tooth out.
I hate that. Because, like literally, like trying to smoke a fag as well when your mouth's all done. Like,
I told everybody a funny story about that.
Yeah.
I had a tooth growing up roof of my mouth. I had to have it out at hospital, right? And they come at you with all this local, and yeah, my face felt like it right here.
yeah,
I was jabbed up to ill. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then I were in recovery room and they bought this cup. I says, "What's that?" She says, "It's some painkillers for you to take." And they were dissolvable ones. I said, so they went to fetch me a straw. You know what I mean?
That's got to be the best thing. Like you try and take a drink and it comes up there.
You know, for clever people, they aren't half thick sometimes.
Yeah.
I know when I had that thing in my leg, she come in, this woman, she said, "I'm just going to do a blood test." Wafted needle about that, right? I just hit the deck. Gone.
Oh, Chris is not that bad, Richard, but he don't put himself in that position.
I always, if they tell me they're going to take blood, I always said, just don't show me needle, for God's sake. And this woman just come wafting it round room like a lightsaber. She goes, and I was straight up there. So I ended up having to have a plaster outside of my face when I fell.
Tracy, I thought you and Johnny were having a bit of quiet time, let's just say. Oh, I forgot. Keena's back today. Keena's back today. Scrap that one. That's why Keena's been away.
I get nothing but quiet time now.
But anyway, yeah, quality time. I forgot where I went. See, I forgot what I was saying now.
Cake. Always good. Cake.
But yeah, you know what I mean? It's Gordo says Ronnie's giving me filthy looks. I've just had a bacon sarnie, didn't get any, he's sulking.
No, I get a lollipop, Gordo.
It's like biscuit. It sits there and it gives you them puppy dog eyes and you're like,
yeah.
Horrible blood test. Horrible. Oh, God, no.
Oh, yeah, about veins and whatever, weren't we?
And that thing, when I had that thing in my leg, she gave me a packet of injections and said, "Right, you have to inject yourself for a week." You should have seen that.
I had to self-inject me when I had one of my operations.
With my hands shaking.
I had to self-inject when I had one of my operations.
She said to me, "You can either do this,
do it in your belly, in your, you know, your fatty part." And basically, I had to do it for a month, and I used to have to inject myself in the morning and at night, like 12 hours. Let's say I got up about 9 o'clock and I'd inject myself. I'd have to do it at 9 o'clock at night because you've got to go, like 12 hours between each injection. Chris would always say to me, "Oh, is it that time already? Tell me when you've done it." By that time I'd done, this is no word of a lie, I ended up ringing them up and I say, "Well, if you see it state in my belly, it's black and blue. Is there anywhere else where I can inject it?" You know what I mean? And she says, "Yeah, this fatty part at top of your leg." So I said, "Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll inject one that side, one, in the morning, other leg at night time, and then, vice versa." Yeah. I was saying to everybody earlier on, Tracy, God, the unbelievable. But yeah, I always used to have to warn Chris beforehand when I were doing these self-injection. And all it is, it's to stop you getting the deep vein thrombosis.
That's the thing. What I had, they were clot buster or whatever you call it. But
Yeah, and it's basically to stop your blood from clotting
Yeah.
in
and I would say
unnecessary places. You know what I mean?
covered in bruises. I were right all on my gut.
I was covered. Can you imagine me? I had to do mine for a month, twice
Oh,
a
mine
day.
was just 5 days. Thank God. I was like that in kitchen, and I just had to. I shoved it in and just pressed button. Horrible.
Did yours come like already
Yeah, they're already
loaded?
loaded.
Is what I call it, loaded.
Yeah.
And it's
They're
just like a syringe in a packet, and it's already loaded with the dose.
Yeah, they're like
So you don't overdose or
like a
give.
blister pack, and you just pull
Yeah.
them out every day.
And a sharps bin as well.
That's right. Yeah, to put them
Yeah.
in. Yeah. Because she said,
Yeah. Imagine me. I had to do it twice a day for about a month.
She did say I couldn't.
I'm
go
running
to
out of
hospital, but it would have
space
meant
to
driving
inject then.
miles every day, you know.
I say I was running out of space to inject me then. I bruise easy though anyway. But yeah, I were absolutely black and blue.
I were.
Right.
I was the same with my dad.
Who?
My dad used to have to inject himself with his diabetes, so he always lose place where I would do it.
This sort of, it's come a long way now. What we saying, Steve? Are you dropping off?
Yeah, I'm off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then. Thanks for coming up, Steve.
I'll see you.
And I'll see you on next one. See you later, Steve. Bye.
Bye.
But yeah, it's like the testing for diabetes. I mean, it's like a finger prick now, isn't it? And you drop it on a thing and stick it in a machine.
Well, they have them on the thing now on their arm, and they get it on their phone.
Oh yeah. Well, that ain't sort of, you can get nowadays like pumps what they fit on your tummy.
Yeah.
And that is like gives you an automatic shot of insulin. The thing you talking about, it's like a round disc, and you use your phone.
Yeah.
And you just go like that, and it tells you your blood sugar levels.
And what type of diabetic you're as well, I think.
Or if your blood sugar's running low, it alerts you to it. Or if your blood sugar's if it's too high, it alerts you.
Type 2 is self-inflicted. Type 1 you're born with.
Yeah.
But yeah, that you're talking about, it keeps an eye on your blood glucose levels, and it alerts you if it's either low or it's high or it's just right.
Brother-in-law, he's got the one that you're born with, because he has bother with his eyes and everything on it. Well, it's a right mess.
It can cause all sorts of problems. You know, I've known people that have had to have toes and limbs amputated because of diabetes.
But some people, though, they give it themselves. You know, this is what I can't understand. You know, by just the lifestyle. You know, the type 2 one, they just give it themselves. You know, and people who've got it type 1,
yeah,
they're born with it. They've no choice. You know what I mean?
But you see, this is what gets me as well. People under the misconception, like big people or people that have got extra weight, are automatically at risk of diabetes.
No, that's bullshit. That.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing, Richard. I always have a diabetes test, and I've never had a problem with diabetes, not in the slightest.
Diabetes tends to run in family a bit, just diabetes.
But yeah, I mean, as the only person that I know, and it was my grandma on my mother's side, but she got like, old age diabetes. And she just used to have to take a tablet. She didn't have to have insulin or anything.
Oh. No, I know a few people who had diabetes and they've actually changed their lifestyle and they no longer got it now. You know, the type 2, the type 1, you can't denote to that type.
Yeah.
It's impossible. You know, you've got it.
Someone's got an echo.
Yeah.
I can't hear it echo.
Somebody turn the volume up then.
Yeah, I think it's coming from Richard.
It's not me. I've no other windows open. I haven't even got a YouTube
It's
window
gone
open.
now.
I'm on on StreamYard and I've got pop-up chats. I've not got any other YouTube open.
And I am. Well, I have, but I've got it muted. Can anybody hear it echo, or is it just Tim?
I can't hear anything.
I can't.
I did hear a brief echo, but
it
only
seems to
brief.
have gone now.
I did hear a little bit.
So I don't know about that one,
Yeah.
Tim. I don't. I can't. Oh, Gary says he can hear it echo. So where would you say it's coming from, Gary? Then
Does it come back?
Not from Teddy.
so you see,
I can't hear it now, but I can hear it before.
I'm going to say it's got to be on YouTube because I can't hear an echo at all.
No, I've no YouTube open.
Oh well, we'll carry on regardless.
I have got it open, but it's the sound
Muted.
Yeah.
The best
You
way
see,
is to
you see, this is
I've got YouTube on, but I've
Yeah,
got
Tra-
it closed.
Tracy says it's okay her end.
No, there's nothing here. I've no
Yeah.
echo here.
Anyway, we'll carry on. So, what were you want to on blood thinners? I mean, Richard could probably explain it a lot better than I can, Tommy. It's like
That's
after you had an operation, you know, like they come round. Well, while you're in hospital, the nurses come and give you that injection, but once you're discharged, you have to self-inject for so long.
Yeah.
And it's basically, it's to stop you getting a blood clot because you've had a major operation and you're not very, let's say, mobile.
Yeah, I got mine. I were down south. I were in. I were near. God, I can't remember the name of the place. The place where I were at was a place called Trago Mills, which is like down Scottish way. We near the
Newton Abbot.
Eden. I were near the Eden project because they were just building it when I was there, and that's when I got the blood clot in my leg. And I got out of wagon and I walked into this hospital, and I said I can hardly walk. And they said, you need to just go home and go back to your hospital. I thought,
Trago's in. Oh no, there is one in Cornwall as well. Yeah,
Trago Mills, it was called. That's where we're delivering. It's like,
I mean, the story is he'd gone to hospital with it, and they sort of let him drive all the way back from there to go to his own hospital.
Oh yeah, and it were immediate. I were here 3 days before I got back up here because I had deliveries to do, and I were in. Luckily, the wagon were automatic, so I managed to drive with 1 foot.
But this is not. I mean, this is not. That's not the point, Richard. You were a blood clot is a life and death situation, right?
Yeah. See,
and for them to tell you to go to your local hospital, which is hundreds and hundreds of miles away, and same as you said, you got to do deliveries and you won't get back to your own hospital for 3 days. You could have been dead.
I know, but I think they just thought I'd sprained my ankle, you see, because all of a sudden I just had pain in my leg and I could barely walk, and they just thought I'd pulled something, sprayed something. And when I went to Blackburn Hospital, when I got there, she said, right, I'll do a blood test. So I ended up on floor. She wafted a blood in me. And then when she come back, straight back about she says, yeah, the way your blood's reading, you've got a blood clot in your leg. And that's when they got that ultrasound in and rammed it into me, right next to me knacker sacker.
Right,
either Liscard or Falmouth.
The correct term is they did an ultrasound in your groin.
Yeah. And anyway. And then
so for them people that don't know, an ultrasound shoved right in his knackersack, you know what I mean?
Anyway, she did that. She says, "Oh, we think you've got a deep vein thrombosis, whatever you want to call it." And I could barely walk. I was like against wall to walk, and she gave me an injection, and within we're talking minutes, if not seconds, the pain just went like somebody turned it off.
Yeah, like somebody flicked a switch.
Unbelievable. It'd be like just like watching one of these films, Jesus, where they puts his hand on his head. You watch it. I can't believe it. I said, I don't believe it.
Instant healing.
I said, I don't
Kathy
believe
says
it.
heparin is given for patients getting surgery, but mine were after surgery, and basically it were to stop,
Yeah, I've been to the Newton Abbott
you
one
know,
quite a few times.
deep vein thrombosis.
About
And then
3 or 4 times
that's when I
now.
had the injections for 5 days afterwards. And
Yeah, it's got to be.
touch wood, I've never had problems since, but I don't drive wagons now. And they say people who drive wagons or travel on aeroplanes a lot, in other words,
Yeah.
sat in the same position for long periods.
Yeah, my
More
uncle
susceptible
had
to it.
varicose
More
veins,
risk.
and he's a lorry driver.
So yeah, that way where it was Trago Mills, I think it were in Newton Abbott. It were down that way.
Yeah. Well, there's Newton Abbott, and there's one in Liscard and one in Falmouth as well.
The one
But
I
you see,
went,
you see this is where Chris were lucky.
you drove over a little bridge over a river to get to it. Because I
No,
can
don't
always
sound like
remember
Newton Abbott. No.
you drive over a bridge.
Yeah, you see, Chris were, well, in respect, lucky when he got his blood clot that it was an external blood clot. I mean, it were a blood clot all the same. And the minute he got to hospital, we can't praise Northern General Hospital enough. You know, they were right on the ball, and basically, you know, right away they did like an MRI scan or a CT scan. Basically, they did, you know, all this, that, and other. And said, well, we don't know for sure, but we think it's an external blood clot, which is still, it's not as dangerous as an internal
Yeah,
one.
Liscard one. It'd be Liscard.
Yeah, it was like an old converted mill, and I'll tell you what, we're next to it. There were a big set of arches with a railway track going over it, and it was, you know, it was an active railway track because I actually saw trains go over it. An old mill.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
going
it.
to.
That's the one.
Yeah, I'm not
Liscard.
going to even try and say that word, Kathy.
Yeah.
That's the one, Scotty.
Yeah,
I used to go there
Liscard.
regular.
Newton Abbott. Yeah, I've only
Used to take packets of
Yeah.
seeds, you know, these seeds you see on
Liscard, Prego.
racks.
I've only been to Newton Abbott one.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, everybody says that these external blood clots aren't as dangerous as internal ones.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something now. Chris were on blood thinners for 6 weeks, and it's still there.
Oops.
So we don't know whether it were a mixed diagnosis or. I would have thought on blood thinners that lump had have gone.
Some blueberries down him.
Eh?
Yeah.
Blueberries thins the blood.
Baby, you've got to start eating blueberries.
Yeah, honestly, it's one of them things that it's supposed to be really good for your blood.
And it's an antioxidant as well.
I'm not keen on them at all. I don't like the taste of them.
I like them.
Tried them.
actually.
But the thing is, you know, where there's a will, there's a way, Richard. You can get people to eat them because you just put them in your bakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blueberry muffins, blueberry.
I don't quite think they work the
I
same in
blueberry
that
muffins.
context. So I mean, I don't like this. You know, there's. I think you'd have to buy.
The correct name for what Chris or what they think he has or whatever, it's called a superficial thrombolysis, which means it's an external blood clot. But to me, 6 weeks worth of blood thinners, you would have thought that it had gone down. No, it's still safe. It's still there. And then God loves a try. He got bloody bit by a dog while he were on blood thinners. Same leg as he had cellulitis. Same leg as he got this blood clot on his leg. You know, you couldn't make it up.
Ginger, that thins the blood.
Oh, I don't think it's. all that keen on ginger either.
Vitamin
But yeah,
E.
it's like some tales that Richard's come up. You know, you couldn't make it up. Well, it's same with Chris. You know, you couldn't possibly make it up. You know, we call it sod's law. You know what I mean? But you think about it, Richard. If they'd done the correct blood test when you went into that hospital down there.
Yeah, it was one of these. It was only a little tiny house. It was one of the more like an health centre. It were, you know, these such like walk-in health centre things.
But the thing is, you drove all the way back home. Plus, you'd done several drop-offs.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah.
By
So
the time you got home,
long.
you know, you could have been on death's door because this, yeah, you know, they can go to your heart and everything.
Yeah, because I went a full week down south. I delivered to all these down south. They have a chain of garden centres called Squires, and I was delivering to them. Squires Garden Centres, a bit like Dobbies that we have up north. Dobbies, you've heard of Dobbies, haven't you? They're all the way show up this sort of neck of woods.
Yeah, they're all over Scotland as well, Dobbies.
Yeah, the sign's like a big sunflower, I think, a giant sunflower. But Squires is a big one down south where Scott is.
I didn't even know mint
I
cloves.
don't know if there's any Squires left now, so not.
I mean, only thing that I know about mint is it grows in garden. You put it on new potatoes. I've never even heard of a mint clove.
Oh yeah, Squires Garden Centres. Yeah, they do exist.
But yeah, Kathy says you can put mint cloves in your mouth. I've never even heard of mint cloves.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean. You were really lucky. You were really lucky, Richard. I mean, this is no word of a lie. My stepdad, when he were alive, he come home from work one day, and my mum says he were as grey as anything, and he felt really unwell. And he kept saying, "Oh, no, I'll be all right. I'll go to bed. I'll have a sleep. Blah blah blah. I'll go to doctor's in the morning." My mum says, "No, you're not. He got a blood clot." I know, but he were. I don't know exactly where it were, but it were really ashen grey looking and really unwell.
When they go grey like that, that's like when the circulation's been stopped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but same as I say, if it weren't for my mum being so insistent, getting him, he might not have been here.
No, I mean my brother.
He were really poorly with it.
My brother, he's as fit as a fiddle, plays squash, every sport you can think of. And one day he just says, "You've got a sore chest," and his wife says, "Go to the doctors." So he went to doctors, and he had 3 blocked arteries. He had to have a triple bypass, and he was fit. He's as fit as a fiddle.
Well, this is the same thing happened with my brother-in-law, but they were in America.
Unbelievable.
We're going out for like an evening meal, and he kept having to stop. Are you all right? No, I keep feeling ever so breathless. You know what I mean? And hiya, Gaffer, how are you? And luckily, they were stopping at ours, and the woman were a nurse, and just started. Yeah, she got some aspirin in a bag. So she says, "I don't want to alarm you or anything," she says, "but I think you're having an heart attack." And she put an aspirin under his tongue, called an ambulance, and all 4 of his arteries in his heart were blocked.
Yeah.
And he had to have like a quadruple bypass.
Yeah.
Pardon me. And
unbelievable.
It says it was sort of right time, right place sort of thing. You know what I mean?
It's unbelievable. My brother, he'd never drunk, he'd never smoked. Fit as a fiddle into all sports, still is now. Look, because he had the bypass and he's perfectly fine now. But he's a triple, and he just done nothing but sport all his life.
Yeah, it's good to show you. You know, it's not necessarily people that are unfit. As I say, my brother-in-law were a tad overweight, Bree used to do all sorts, golfing and, you know what I mean, worked all his life, and they'd both retired, and, you know, we're going to have a trip to America. And he actually knew, or I don't know, this guy worked for him or something. So they says, oh, we're coming to America. So they says, come and stop with us. And it just so happens she used to be a nurse. But it could have been a different story if she hadn't been a nurse and she had forethought to put an aspirin underneath his tongue. And that's quite literally the difference between life and death.
Oh, yeah.
And he's shown us his scar, and he's got it like right here, right down to his belly button, like literally cracked him right open.
All they do, they put a big clamp in, smash all your ribs, open it all up, put a load of pipes in, and put you on bypass, run your blood through a Dyson for an hour while they do it.
Yeah. Same as I say, he's shown us his scar. And it's like right from here, all the way down his chest bone, all the way down to his.
You're in pain for weeks afterwards. Yeah, because you've had all your ribs forcefully broke, you know.
Whereas they were only supposed to stop with this couple for a week and then move on to another state. They ended up spending months there instead. But yeah,
Jeez.
I mean, I'm a big believer is these things happen for a reason, and it just so happens she were a nurse, and you know these things happen, right time, right place, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
My brother, he just went for one of them tests where they you swallow the dye or whatever, they inject dye in, and surgeon just said, "Yeah, you've got 3 blockages." I'm amazed you're still on this planet. You know what I mean?
But I mean, take your mum for instance, Richard. When you said she only went for to have her ear syringed,
she ended up getting a pacemaker fitted.
Yeah. And this is what I'm saying: right time, right place. You know what I mean? You go to doctors.
That were again. That were just the the health wise nurse. So he said, "And while you're here, he said, I'll just have a listen to your heart." And he obviously put his flipping earphones in and whatever they use.
Stethoscope.
And stethoscope, that's it. And he just says, you're going to have to go straight to hospital. He says, your heart's blocked. And she never even knew.
This is the thing. I'm a big believer in right time, right place sort of scenarios. You know what I mean?
All one side of her heart was not functioning. Because he said on paperwork, full blockage A side or full blockage B side or something. And she had a pacemaker fitted, and she's right as rain now. She's back.
But yeah, if it hadn't been for going to doctors and having a ear syringed, she wouldn't have known.
No.
None the wiser.
Come back, and when she went back home, she said, I wouldn't mind, it still did give me bloody ears.
She ended up not having a ear syringed.
She got one of these nurses to come back and do it at home.
Oh dear. Well, you know what I mean. I keep saying this. Thank God for small mercies. You know what I mean. If it hadn't been for going for that specific reason to have her ears syringed, then nobody knows. You know what I mean.
Yeah, because she used to do to me with health centre. She says, when are you going for your MOT? I said, on Tuesday. She says, can I come with you? I said, well, I said, I haven't been for ages. She said, come on, we'll go out. We'll have a good laugh there. And oh, God, she had them all in stitches. It's unbelievable.
Oh, dear. Tommy says majority of high or bad cholesterol is caused by genetics, not diet. That's exactly what Richard said earlier on. Like certain types of diabetes is genetically
I had my cholesterol checked, and it went bang on the nose what it should be, but because the doctor were looking at it, and he's looking at me, and he's looking at it, thinking, am I getting wrong bloody notes here or what?
Oh dear. But thankfully you're all here, you're all relatively well.
I always say when you open your eyes in the morning, I'm always grateful.
That's it. That's it. And that's when I said earlier on, I said, well, I'm still this side at dirt. You know what I mean?
Most people die in their sleep.
You know what I mean? And it's, I mean, you know, one way or another, we've all gone through like health issues. You know what I mean?
When that alarm goes off, it pisses me off. But then I think to myself, well, at least I'm here to listen to it again.
That's it. That's it. Exactly. You know, we've got, you know, this is my philosophy on life. I mean,
I've said this now, you probably won't see me again.
just give me your phone number, Richard, and I'll check up on you. But I mean, all joking aside, I mean, I can see you, Callum. Sat there going, says him.
What are you doing over there and all?
That's why at 8 o'clock every night, my mum rings me up. She calls it a death phone call because her mate died, and her mate's cat started eating it. The pet cat started eating the woman.
Oh.
She died because she had no relatives. Nobody knew, so she died.
And nobody knew about her being dead. Yeah,
eating it, pet cat.
But you see, I used to do that with my mum. I used to ring her at 11 o'clock precisely in the morning, and about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, all depending on what were occurring.
Oh man!
Yeah, just to let everybody know, right? It's going to be a bit of a hard one this week's baking because it's 6 years since my mum passed away. So if I'm not my normal self, you know why?
Yeah.
Well, that's what Chris said. But I can put it, Crypto. I want to. That's why we're baking this ginger, because it'd have been right up my mum's street.
Keep your mind occupied.
Yeah. I just want to be busy and having my mind took off it.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to tell people, if I'm not me normal jolly self and, you know, this, that and other, you know, understand why, because it's anniversary of mum's death on Tuesday, 6 years. So
yeah, we understand, Jeanette. We understand.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's everybody knows it. It's sort of that anniversary, the birthday, and Christmas, Mother's Day as well. That's another hard one.
Yeah.
So, you know, we all sort of are aware that there's certain dates in people's lives where, you know, but yeah, you know, that's the thing. I mean, I'm the sort of person, I don't want to sit here dwelling all day. I want to be busy. I want to, you know, carry on regardless. I'm just saying, if I'm a bit not my usual chirpy self, if I'm a bit quiet, you know what I mean? So yeah, I forgot what we were going to say now. Well, we're going to say something else, and I forgot. We see normally, because her ashes are scattered at Skegness.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if anybody remember Jules at Skegness. It were right on seafront, and it were a club. And her and Norman, well, they retired to Skegness, and her and Norman, you know, drank there all the time, and then it caught a fire, and they bulldozed it. Well, my mum, when Norman died, you see, she scattered his ashes at sea, right opposite dunes. And my mum always said to me, when it's my time and when I go, I want scattering in exactly the same place. Now, this is a typical Richard moment, because there were me, Chris and Callum, there were my stepbrother, his wife, and one of his children, and my sister, and one of her children. Right? So I took this shovel with me, you know, to
see what's coming here.
You know, scatter ashes. Plus, I bought this big bunch of carnations, because carnations were my mum's favourite. So I divided them above, you know, between everybody. And sort of once we scattered ashes, we were going to throw these carnations into the sea. So we did that. I went first with ashes, scattered them. Everybody else had their turn. And then when it was
Oh, I
time,
remember
when it was there to, it would turn sort of throw these carnations. I stood there, I took my carnations in, and this great fucking wave coming. I was soaked from head to toe. Didn't happen to anybody else, just me. Right, you've had your bit of fun, Mum. Thank you very much. It's your fault.
I thought you were going to say you would tip the ashes and bloody wind blew them all back
Yeah.
up.
No, we'd done Ashes bit, and it was sort of in turn. I scattered, chucked a shovel full of ash in first, so then everybody else had their turn. So of course, because I went first in scatter ashes, I went first in throw carnation in sea. There's a great fucking wave coming. Yeah. I were absolutely drenched from head to toe when everybody stood there pissing this then.
I've got to admit, I would have been as well.
I'm glad you think it's funny.
I wouldn't have laughed, mate, honest.
But yeah. Went, right, yeah, you thought it were funny, Mum,
Probably
yeah.
wasn't funny at the time.
But
But it's
come on, only
funny
that
now,
twat
isn't it?
that got wet through from head to toe. But yeah, see, we're calm. Like lapping at waves and everything. Then all of a sudden, when I threw my carnation in, this great fucking wave come over. And I'm there with trousers rolled up and everything. Just in anticipation of, if a wave sort of come a bit high up. I didn't expect one to come that high up. Piss wet through, I were.
I can just picture it though.
And basically, it come with that force that I ended up, I fell back into sand. You know what I mean? Cheers, Mother.
It's not funny.
But anyway, as I say. And then best about it, after this great big wave and everybody had their turn at pouring their carnations, it was as tranquil as anything. So yeah, that's just a tale of, scattering somebody else. Don't scatter them at sea, because a great off wave will come over and
that happened exactly when Manan's ashes were scattered. My cousin got drenched. I didn't. Me fine.
You must have been a favourite, Scotty.
I didn't keep asking and borrowing money all the time, so yeah,
But yeah, that sort of were typical of my mum. Yeah. She got this. You think I've got a sense of humour or whatever you want to call it, but my mum was just saying, you know what I mean? Yeah. And a favourite saying, because she used to come here on a Sunday for a dinner, and we've got a corner sofa then. And when she come here, she'd either have got to have Formula One on, tennis, rugby. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She only used to come every 4 weeks, and she'd be watching it, and next minute,
I was watching that. You were snoring. No, I
wasn't. Good, she's asleep. I'll turn it over because it's boring as shit. You know what I mean? I'll turn it over, and the minute you turn it over, I was watching that. I said, "Well, you were snoring." She says, "I weren't." She says, "I was just resting my eyes."
Yeah, checking my eyelids.
Yeah.
My mum will say, "Put this on telly." So she'll put it on telly, then she'll have a woman's realm or something in front of her face. I can't even see bloody telly.
But yeah, she always used to say, I weren't snoring. She says, I was just resting my eyes. I beg to differ, and I says to her this particular time, I says, next time you come, I says, I'm going to get my phone and I'm going to record you snoring.
Yeah. Apparently,
I says, just to prove to you that you were snoring.
Apparently, my great grand, she was one for tennis. As soon as Wimbledon's on, nope, can't talk to her.
My mum was exactly the same. Everything stopped for Wimbledon, everything stopped, and athletics. Rugby.
Yeah. She ended up in a care home, and my dad would go out to visit her, take her loads of strawberries and some cream. Happy days. There you go. No, the tennis is on. No, you're not. See you later. Bye. That's it, basically.
But yeah,
She
in
was a nightmare
particularly
when it
when
came to
Wimbledon
Scrabble.
were on, there were nobody or anybody, you know.
Alicia will bring in strawberries and cream.
Yeah, don't interrupt me while Wimbledon's on.
Yeah,
No.
apparently she was a nightmare when it came to Scrabble. That's not a word. Yes, it
But,
is.
you know what
the dictionary out there.
what used to get me, she'll say, well, do you know such and such, or do you know such a... I ain't got a clue. I don't follow tennis, you know what I mean? She'd say, let's say Andy Murray. I mean, I do know Andy Murray, but she'd be saying, well, do you know what Andy Murray? And Andy Murray's done this and Andy Murray's done that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, what the heck you talking about, mother? I've not got a Scooby-Doo. And darts, oh God.
Darts.
Yeah.
No, no.
Supposed to be darts.
Started on
Formula
darts.
One, yeah. And my mum would be going, yeah, get in there. You know what I mean? I said, well, why don't you get up on stage and I said, throw darts for him?
Yeah.
As I previously mentioned, I worked at Butlins Minehead. The dance is there, isn't it?
But,
the
yeah.
finals at Butlins Minehead.
I mean, there's one thing getting engrossed in a certain sport, but actually sort of, you know.
I tell you what, that swinging arm they use for a camera is pissing dangerous. I got knocked out, nearly got knocked out by it like 4 times. Where they have the crowd reaction, it's on a big crane arm. And when I was working on the dance weekend, I say in working bars, I'm collecting all the beer jugs. So I've got them freaking stacked up. And my luck, terrible timing, as the crowd reaction is coming along, and I swear there was probably a live reaction on me going, oh, as the camera goes.
Hey, I'll tell you something. You've reminded me, Scotty. I can remember, you know, like at football matches, how they've got these overhead cameras on, like these zip wire things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I seen this video once, and it were basically one of these cameras going across pitch, and I think it must have got a bit loose because it zooms across pitch. Next minute, this footballer spark out on pitch. Camera hit him off nothing.
I felt like that was going to happen with me with that swinging boom arm. I was like,
I says to Chris, I had to send it, Chris. I says, you're never going to. I says, just watch this.
Yeah.
I says, this is the downfalls of having them sort of cameras, because they can work Lewis, and it.
Yeah. Obviously, I had the.
You know, they can work Lewis, and it's showing you this camera, and it was coming at full pelt across pitch, and next minute this, you know.
Yeah. I can confirm those boom cameras are spin round on an axis.
It was Sparko. This football player were absolutely Sparko. And you imagine how fast they're going down these zip wires, these cameras.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And they're not exactly small, like, you know.
They're a full freaking TV.
Yeah, great big massive cameras. And it were either camera were too heavy for zip wire, or the zip wire were too, you know.
Or someone didn't do a bolt up tight enough.
Weren't tightened up, you know. Yeah, honestly, I pissed myself. I says, I shouldn't laugh, really. But it was just, you know, this footballer didn't
Someone
see
lost their job, and it wasn't the football player.
It sort of come out of nowhere, boom, about 100 miles an hour. Next minute, he stuck on the floor, and all people were around him. It had knocked him unconscious.
Yeah, that was quite frankly the worst of those event weekends that I ever did, because I did all 3 days. My legs were killing me because I had to walk up the seating banks and everything.
But yeah, but they're not exactly small cameras either, are they? You know what I mean? Oh.
Jesus Christ.
And the most inconvenient of located ones was the WWE.
Scotty's earphones off.
We went to one in 2017, weren't it, Callum?
2017, 2018.
To Minehead wrestling
Was it
event.
2017 one or 2018?
Wrestling, yeah. I used to be on every Saturday, weren't it?
2017, because that was
I was working I was down there.
Big
I
Daddy
was
and
working
We
James.
probably didn't see us because they put porters right between one of them posts, right behind one of them posts.
No, you're probably on the different gate. Probably on a different.
But you see,
I was on
the thing was,
little
if
stars.
you upgraded to a gold chalet, you got the better seats.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't.
I
We
was,
got right behind one of these
you know,
bloody,
you know where
and
centre stage.
these
pub is?
graphic whacking, you know, and as
Yeah,
look at it,
yeah.
a few seats down were empty. So we just moved along a bit.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, I was stuck on the
See you,
door.
morning, Callum.
I was stuck on the door of where
Hi, Callum.
centre stage is, so I couldn't see
Ooh.
now.
I mean, I'd have known that then. I'd have looked out for you. Scotty reckons he were at Butlins at Minehead when we went in 2017.
You wouldn't have knew me then. Anyway, so
No, we were working there.
yeah.
But yeah,
I'm gonna
it
work down
was
Butlins.
November 2017.
Yeah.
Because it were we booked it specifically because Callum's birthday's on 8th.
Yeah, because
And it was sort of like coincided with that. It was somewhere around that.
it's meant to be both the Hardys, but only I think Jeff and Matt was there.
I think
Matt Hardy.
Triple H should have been. Triple H
Yeah.
took place
Yeah,
of
Triple H.
somebody.
No, Triple H was the secret one. They didn't announce it.
Oh
due to
yeah,
the security.
yeah.
Due to
We
the
went
security,
50
because obviously
years
he's a
ago,
bit
whatever that
more
was.
higher rank and well, no,
Yeah.
they didn't. We didn't even know. We were just told, "Oh yeah, there's another wrestler."
But yeah, you're
no one's
right.
been
It
told
were
who
a
it is.
secret that nobody knew that it were coming.
Not even the
Anyway,
start.
we'll talk a bit afterwards, and it's 2.5 hours, so I'm gonna bid you good night, and I'll see you on Saturday. I might see you on Saturday. Yeah, I'll tell you all why in private. Why I might not. I more than likely will be, but I'm not promising.
Yeah.
So I'll see you all on the next one. Maybe Saturday, maybe not. I don't know. Right, I'll see you all again soon. Thank you for coming up, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one. Gary said thanks from his spanner.
Well,
Yeah.
There's just one thing before I shut it down. You're honoured, Gary, because I don't give spanners out willy-nilly. That's all I'll say.
No,
See you on the next
no,
one, guys.
no.
Bye.
Yeah.